Good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel. My name is Chaza right here on the program called My Point of View. And on this program, we are here to actually review the stories and headlines of the week. And as usual, I'll be joined by Mr. Mukelebai right here, and the rest of the others that will do get to join us, including CJ Chibonta Jule, not forgetting Himba Malambo. This is Ubuntu channel, and I'm delighted to actually, be here. Mr. Mukelebai is right here with us. Mr. Mukelebai, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza, and thank you so much for having me. And good evening, viewers. We are looking forward to chat and discuss on matters that took place during the whole week, the whole of last week. So
definitely. It's a nice thing to actually, have you on the program as usual. And hoping that CJ and Himba will get to join us as we get to proceed on the program. For now, I think we can get straight to the first story. Then on the other side, we get to add our voices, to it.
The Lusaka High Court on Monday, November 20th, 2023, ruled that one of the country's high-profile case involving businessman Shedrick Kasanda and 4 others charged with espionage in connection with the KK Gold scandal be held in Cameroon. The ruling by the court follows the state's application to have the proceedings held privately on grounds that some of the evidence, if given in view of the public, may be prejudicial to the interest of the Republic. But Media Liaison Committee has questioned the state's intention to have the courts adjudicate and determine the gold scandal case in Cameroon. Media Liaison Committee Chairperson Ernest Chanda discloses that the intention by the state would deprive the public of the right to know how their resources are managed, adding that a transparent legal process ensures accountability and upholds democratic values.
The current government has been claiming to be promoting and upholding issues of transparency. But that is a serious indictment on them that in fact they don't mean what they say. That is a case which started with a lot of euphoria and excitement to the extent that the president himself even promised the nation that people should not speculate, they should wait for the court process so that they start hearing things that will come out of that. So what are they hiding in this case? That is a matter of high public interest.
Mr. Chanda argues that the case was supposed to serve as a deterrent, sending a message that wrongdoing will be exposed and dealt with openly.
This government has decided to promote individual interests. We know that there are some people that they are trying to protect within this government. We know that. It's common knowledge in public. No wonder they had to release the Egyptians first and then do other things. Otherwise, it's a very big disappointment. They shouldn't even talk about transparency anymore. There is nothing to talk about in terms of transparency because there is no transparency here. And there is no public interest in ruling that matter should be held in camera. Because the moment they take it to camera, they are just protecting individual interests as opposed to public interest.
The court's ruling in the matter in which Kasanda is jointly charged with Mahogany Airways Chief Executive Officer Jim Berem, Commercial Pilot Patrick Kawanu, Francis Mateo, State Security Officer, and Robson Monga, a police officer, means that the media will not be allowed to cover the court proceedings. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News.
What's the story as regards, the gold scandal to be held in camera? Mr. Mukelebai, your reaction?
Thank you so much, Shaza. I'm a little bit disappointed with the so-called is it media rehearsal, whatever rehearsal, whatever institution. My namesake, Ernest Chanda, it's reaction. People, you see, Zambians, we have a problem in rushing in conclusion. You know, you are trying, you think, you always have this mind of suspicion all the time that if something is being done differently, not the normal way things are done, then there must be underhand methods and there's something terrible going on. That suspicion, that type of living is very tiring because you are living a lie, because you are living on suspicions that are not founded. You don't even have enough evidence. The case, when the case is taken into camera, they want to be heard in camera, it does not mean the people that have been charged are already now, already been acquitted, or the case is closed and the matter is done with. The matter is still active in court. The matter is still inactive in court, and the only thing they are trying to do right now as the prosecutor, the DPP has applied to say this might jeopardize their investigations. There could be a lot of issues that the public might be privy to, might not be privy to, but due to the sensitivity of this case, for example, probably there could be they could be wanting to arrest more people. And if they start divulging information and go in an open court, you know what will happen. The thieves or the people that are engaged may even run away or destroy evidence. Money will be buried, or evidence will be destroyed, tampered with. So it is the duty and it's the prerogative of the DPP to decide. The state has decided that this matter be heard in camera, meaning it has to be heard in before the same judge, but not in an open court. If you want to be part and parcel of the proceedings that are happening, that are taking place in camera, apply to the court. Go there. You are welcome. You can still go there and be part of the proceedings and listening to. Otherwise, there are rules that once you go in there, they will tell you to avoid either filming or they will avoid the media because of the sensitivity or because of the issue that have been raised. So sometimes let's not rush into conclusion or rushing or thinking that every time a decision is being made by the government or by the prosecutors or then there's something suspicion. Then you are not going to have it your way. You're not going to have a normal life because you are living on suspicions, and that is a very tiring lifestyle. So don't trust the system, trust your government. They are prosecuting. Those people haven't been released. Those people are still facing criminal charges. The case has just come to a twist where there's a lot of information that they don't want the leakage to leak certain information that may jeopardize, prejudice this case. So what is your problem? Has the matter been thrown out of court? No. You are busy running through suspicions, allegations, innuendos, rumors. You thrive on this. Why can't you investigate? Ask the lawyers, the lawyers, the system, how the system works. Ask any lawyer, even Makebi Zulu, you are in the opposition, because it seems Makebi Zulu is the lawyer for the opposition. Go and ask him. He will tell you that it is normal, and the prosecutors, they are within their rights to ask the court the case to be heard in camera. Even the accused can also request the court, and the court may grant. It is up to the court. And once the matter is in court, hello, we should just wait and see how far this matter is going to reach, how far it's going to go, you know, because whatever is happening in the court of law and we are not part and parcel of the court, of the proceedings, then we need to shut up and listen and watch how the system goes. If we are doubting, get the book, read about the rules of the court of law, rules and how things are done, Mukot. Do not rush and open your mouth in the media, start spreading rumors where without any facts. And you want to consider, rather, you are painting, that's why you are painting a very terrible picture onto the prosecutor or the government. Why? Because of rumors. That's why Mulaluse Milan Bishofini. Mulaluse Milan, because you are always concluding, you don't want to follow the case with facts. Listen to the system, follow the written rules. There's nothing wrong, nothing illegal to apply to the court for the case to be heard in camera. It is legitimate, it is lawful. There's nothing like there's a underhands method. Awe takuli meperechitika nga ulefo kuba part and parcel of the proceedings kaviye ku court kwine apply to go and listen. But you cannot if there are certain information that you are not even part of. So wait until the professional works. When justice has been delivered, that's when you can now come out with your decision. You can even appeal. You have that right as well, but not to start talking and blaming and finger pointing and accusing when the matter is still active in court. Mule panga mistake, don't even go there. Natote.
All right, Mr. Mkelewa, thank you so much. We do appreciate. And, you know, maybe just to ask a follow-up question as regards, you know, some people's concerns, just like NS, you know, concerns that this issue has been in the public domain, and there are a lot of people that are interested in the issue. And the reasons so far, they are saying they are not as meritorious to actually take the case in camera. Would you kindly highlight, you know, some of the reasons that could prompt such a case to be taken in camera?
I think the reason has already been stated through the reportings. You heard that it may jeopardize their investigations because the case is active, involved, is very active, and there's certain information that may be sensitive, and it is not illegal. You have to listen. It is not illegal for the prosecutor or for the state to apply for the matter to be heard in camera. They are not protecting anyone. We are just throwing rumors, and you are delaying, you are misleading the people. And you as the person, the concerned person, you are being represented by the state. The state is representing you as the people. So if you are not satisfied with what the prosecutors, the people that we entrust, the people that are given to us to represent us on matters of criminal proceedings, then you have to make an appeal. You know, make a case. But do you have a legitimate cause? You don't have any cause. The case is still active. The case is still a very active case of public interest. And if you want to follow, you will get there. But it is up to the court. When the matter is within the court system and the decisions are being made by the court, there's nothing you and me can do until the matters are resolved. You know, once the decision has been made, then we can now speculate. We can now draw conclusions. But now, the matter is still actively involved. You are not even there where they are going around to gather information or gather. Sometimes the court even moved. You can move the court to go and inspect. You are not there. We are not privy to such information. But when we hear the court that this matter is being heard in camera, then we want to start throwing stones and claim that this case is not being heard, it's not being given the right treatment it deserves. Don't rush. Ask your lawyers about this decision the prosecutors have made. Consult before you start making those serious allegations, because you are the ones that are now going to derail this issue when you start making those assumptions and assumptions and presumptions. Don't do that. You are making a mistake. Let justice flow. It is part of justice system. A case being heard in camera, it is still valid. There's nothing that is being there's nothing secret and nothing dirty is being done here. Leave the system to work. Otherwise, they are within their rights. The prosecutors and the defense lawyers, they are within their rights. They can do it. So don't open your mouth when the matter is still active in court, or else you may be cited with the serious charges. The reasons have already been given. The reasons have already been given. If you want to know more, get the court records. The court records are open to the public. Go there, read. Learn to read. Don't just speculate. Go, get the records. Find out. If you are an interested part of these proceedings, go and find out. Read. You can't report cases that are actively in court. Even you, the journalist, you have the laws and rules and ethics that protects you, that you must follow. When the case is active in court, you cannot start going to the public and start reporting of the case. You'll be cited with contempt, or you are intervening. You are going to destroy evidence. It's not allowed. It's illegal. So let the system work. There's nothing fishy going on, unless if you have proof, you have facts, which I doubt you don't. Bring them forward and appeal. And when you say appeal, you move from the court that is being where the case is being handled. You move on to the next, the highest court. You go and appeal if you think what is currently going on is something that is being swept under the carpet. Then you appeal. You have that right. Don't come to the media and start spreading falsehood. No, that's the mistake you're making. Come with facts. Read. This case is still a case of public interest. Whether it is heard in camera or in public, it is still a case of public interest. We are all waiting until that time comes. Then we shall respond and act over the case. But for now, you and me, we need to just shut it, watch, observe while the professionals, both the defendants and the prosecutors, are doing their job, and the court system. Let's not speculate and draw a conclusion. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Mkeleba, thank you so much. We do appreciate your viewpoint. We've been joined by CJ Chibonta Jule. CJ, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Good evening, Mkeleba. It's always a pleasure to be on our point of view.
Definitely, it's actually a pleasure having you right here, and we invite you to give us your opinion as regards this issue that we have at hand.
Yeah, with this issue, for me, I would like to disagree with Mkeleba, because what comes to mind is this issue has been in public from inception. The biggest issue is the gold stand itself, and it's actually creating more and more speculation when they say they want to have it on camera, okay? Because now the public is so interested in knowing each and everything that is going on. there are a lot of assertions that there are people in high offices that are involved in this thing. And so the move of having it in camera and not in the public court is, it even raise even more and more speculation. Because everyone is interested in knowing who is involved, who Cassandra is working with, if all these other additional charges that they've been giving him. Now all of a sudden, Pazankala Munga Tiankala mute, then Tikamvere pick a plan my judgment to Kusogoro based on whatever they're going to discuss in closed court. For me, I would have rather they continue everything in public, because the president said if you are caught in any illegal activity, you are on your own. And this can be a very good opportunity to make sure that people really see that anyone who's dipping his finger into dirty waters is really left to be on their own. So that would, I would say, for me, that would be much better, because everything will be transparent. When more speculation is created, again, it brings a lot of mistrust. So you find people might stop trusting what the government is doing and the processes. Already there are these narratives whereby people are already saying, no, there are people in my offices involved. Vandalama, when it comes to such issues, they always have an upper hand. There's no justice, ABCD. So, it adds more to their fire. Not that I don't trust our justice system. It is good, okay? They are competent people and all that. But, the public court of opinion is something else. And at the end of the day, whatever negative narrative is pushed is going to fly, because, public court, really pushes things around. So you might find even the wrong information being peddled around there. Unlike if everything was done in open court, where there is a lot of transparency. Let me end there. Thank you.
You see, may I just...
Thank you so much, CJ. We do appreciate it. It appears Mr. Mukelewa has got a reaction to your viewpoint. I invite you, Mr. Mukelewa.
You see, you are busy rushing. You are rushing the gun. And this is what happens when you are rushing. And also, you have to understand the system. It doesn't have to go your way, just the way you feel. There are procedures. And this is the same case where if the prosecutors fumbles, they make a mistake because they have divulged certain information and they lose the case badly, terribly. You will be the first people to complain, to say, why? These are unprofessional people. These have not... Listen to your system. Pay attention. Trust the system, not your guts. You are the people. You are thriving. You thrive through rumors.
When they go to time for investigation.
Just a second, CJ, I would like to come in and interject. CJ, you can come through.
When they take a person to court or people to court, the enforcement wings, the prosecution should have already done their background. They have information and whatever evidence they are going to put there. So what else is going to jeopardize the proceedings? They already have the evidence. All they have to do is to prove beyond any reasonable doubt that whatever charge a person is facing, they are really guilty of that. So, to start saying, no, it's the way I feel or whatever. If the prosecution messes up, it's because they did not do a good job in terms of collecting evidence so that they are able to prove to the judge or the panel that the person is beyond any reasonable doubt. So whether it's in closed court or open court, if they did a good job, the outcome will be a conviction.
I know that's what everyone is waiting for, but we should understand that one is innocent until proven guilty, and you have to follow the right procedure. You cannot just jump the gun. And as the prosecutor, as you are prosecuting, there are cases, there's evidence through the trial that may actually be mushrooming, come out as you proceed with the case. You know that. But if you don't know, you will speculate and you start crying before the matter is already concluded. The matter is still active in court. Your fear or your claim or your cry, together with the Nechanda, is that why should this case be heard in camera? Why? When it's a case of public interest. There's nothing wrong with the case being heard in camera. It's everything, the matter is still going on. The case, the accused are still remain charged. And now you're even talking about, no, that's why other suspects were released. Now you see, you are just complicating your issue. Get to the gist of this issue. Go. If you really want information on how this proceeding is moving, please, the court records are public. They're in public. They're in the public. You can go there and acquire the proceedings and find out where the court stops and why the prosecutors even asked for the matter to be heard in camera. It is in black and white. And for the judge to even accept, to agree with the prosecutor, because the judge can simply say, he can refuse. No, let's proceed with the case. But if the judge...
All right, Mr. Mkelewa, I need to cut you short. Unfortunately, I think your point is actually, gotten. CJ's position also has been gotten. We greatly appreciate. And the people out there that are following probably through Facebook, YouTube, or any other, platform, you can actually get to drop us your comment in the comment section. Then we'll be glad to know that you are following the program. And those of you that would like to join us right on set, you can click on the link shared in the comment section. Then I'll be glad to actually have you right here on the program. Remember, this is my point of view, and the views that are being expressed are individual views as regards the stories and headlines that we are actually presenting to you. This is my point of view on Ubuntu channel. Let's go to the next story, and we see you on the other side.
Bishop wanu wakazi mwabatumira phone kuti phone yapezeka kwinangu yawa muna wakazi wa bishop
mami
nikamba wakazi wa bishop nati mwabatumira phone swali mukandi you can't even use WhatsApp line kuti mubatumire kuti bamuna banu phone bataya yapezeka na bantu benangu kuti bapezeka mu nyumba yawe nangu bantu
verani batati
na kamba mwabafunza ni ma questions civil explain.
We were disturbed, pamene we had to my phone, pamene bayanka. So we didn't have that time to speak to mom.
But now, apamaje somza kwanza.
Sinakambe now.
Tikamba apamaje kwanza.
Moment takala stabilize. Yes, we can talk, but moment stambirela. Sina to make.
Okay, the second question is this. Muli ma pastors benangu bamuna mu church mwana.
Ma pastors bamuna. Yes, they are there. Baliko.
Mwabashita inform. Over this issue kuti phone ya bishop yapezeka kwinangu kuli stand yamene aita chani yachitika.
We just rushed.
Nafunsa mwawauza olosimuna wauze sinikamba kuti explain.
Church were only women, my pastors were many tenzebo.
Okay, fine. Tipepa kwa numbers ya ma pastors benangu so that tuwauze situation ili kuno manje.
I think we can do that first.
Yes. Nanga kuna mabwana kutata.
We can do that on our own.
Azamanga kwanza kuchita.
Okay.
Private.
Yeah, We'll just inform them the way we have one. If our pastors will inform them on our.
I'm not private, eh? It's a private, man.
It's very important.
But
Kuzisa bamuna.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Manzi hapa nani mzatu wanamanga nifewoipa hii memory protected na ife one but manzi tikuuza na mkazi wa bishop mkazi wa mtu amene wampeza naye ni huyu basi ana blood hapo vovala ni hivi ndio watamila kwa window maana mkuse mkazi wangu mkuse mbona mkazi mzangu
Mama, mabusa anaweza bora kushitaba.
Penza bora tunapembelele. So pani wezi bafika. Penza kama sana.
Jamani tufuna njoo mumbili.
So bebe pani wezi kwamba ai kupembelera kufunika pa area pale pamene unkalira pamene hapo. So ndimo mmene wezi babwerera ko. Apo afika hapo paja bandu pate kwa wezi babwa babiri. So ndimo tafikia basiti. So pati
There we are. That is a story that is, involving an alleged rape case, a clergy occasioning rape on, a church member. Let me invite you, Mr. Mkelewai, to react first to this, story.
Thank you, Chaza. Well, that's a very sad development, and like I said in my preamble over the previous case, that let us learn to trust the authority, the system. I don't know if those were police officers that were busy interrogating, or they were just members of the same church trying to find out. The question is, what capacity were they doing that? If somebody has been raped, the first thing you need to do is to take that person to the hospital. First and foremost is to report that person, take that person to the police, where you are going to be issued with a medical report, where that medical report will be taken to you take that person to the hospital, where the doctors are going to work on that person with the documentation from the police, and then from there, then the case proceeds. The police will take over investigating the matter, go and find the suspect, apprehend, and then start the proceedings. Rape case, these are not simple and easy cases to prove in court. This is what people should know, because all of us here, we are merely spectators. We were not there. How did that man find himself in a house of an adult woman who is we don't know. He even took off his clothes. We don't know where there was consent or there was no consent. People can change, people can turn. That because they have been now caught, the other person would simply turn around and point a finger. But we don't want to speculate. Again, we are going back to speculation. We don't want to speculate because we don't know the facts. This is what I always say, these people who are calling themselves men of God, bishops, it is everyone with these titles of Jesus or Christian. We are being misled. by these people. I personally call these people sick in their mind. They have some mental illness disorder, and they think they confuse their delusion to holiness. To say, when they start hearing voices in their head, they mistake their sickness to that those are voices from God. That's not true. Look at what they're doing. Look at their fruits. Look at what their intentions are. Look at their background. Look at these people who are busy coming out proclaiming, calling themselves big names. The major one, the what one, the see what? These are people that have a problem. You know, in their head, they are sick, but the society in Africa, because of our either lack of knowledge, because Christianity came very late, we are taking these issues too far. Do not worship our Bantuara. These are criminals. These are criminals. These are criminals, people that are pretending, very pretentious, pretending to be holy, pretending to be the one, the chosen one, pretending they are just milking your money and calling themselves men of God. Look at what they are doing in Misango. All the habit die hard. You know, you cannot pretend for too long. You can't pretend when you are who you are, no matter how you may bless yourself, put yourself this suit of holiness, your animosity, your real you will come out one day. And these are the fruits. So people should not rushing into making conclusion. Go to the authorities. If that woman was raped, yes, there are procedures. That man, the so-called pastor, will be arrested for rape case. But remember this, if there was nothing like rape, there was a consensual sex, it is not a crime for the pastor or the bishop to sleep with any woman of the legal age with the consent. It is not a crime. They are human beings. The issue now will be on the pastor and his wife at home, and the other woman with her husband. You cheated on me, you did this. This is, you go to court, you divorce, or you forgive one another. As for us, we can simply say these are men that are busy claiming that you should preach, we should follow their preachings. These are people who are hypocrites, pretending to be men of God when they are actual adulterers. You cannot beat the truth. This man is for who he is. He's found caught red-handed. Whatever is hidden will one day come out and expose you. There's nothing, no secret under the sun. Imisango yaba chairman ireshibikwa. So ababa mdala ababa ikatwa ba so-called bishop. That's why we always tell you, mwema people, you people with jackets of holiness, you pastors, reverend, whatever you call yourselves, be practical with what you preach. Practice what you preach, because you are a danger. That's why we even advise you, don't engage yourselves in politics, or don't engage yourselves in illicit activities, because the Bible says something and you are doing something. The very professional you chose to take, the very tongue you are using to lie, will come and haunt you and put you down and destroy your career. So do not fall for these time wasters, thieves, adulterers. Just find a job. Get jobs. Go. Start even driving. I'm a trucks. You can drive. There's nothing a job for a woman or a man today. You can do this. Don't spend your time in church. That is the sheer waste of time, to be honest with you. If you were to ask me, You are wasting your time and energy.
All right, all right, Wom Kelewai, thank you so much. CJ, I would like to hear, your opinion as regards, this issue. You may do come in.
It extremist, it's like today I'll be at loggerheads with Wom Kelewai. And it's a waste of time going to church. Okay. Coming to the issue at hand. I would say, we've had several incidents concerning the so-called men of God being involved in, these scandals, especially sexual scandals. This is an allegation we are yet to hear, though there seems to be evidence showing that yes, the so-called man of God, the prophet, was in that house since he left his house, his shoes there, he left his phone there, he left his car there. Okay. Though there's a lot of suspicion, and me, I will jump on the speculation trail that Wom Kelewai doesn't want, because with this situation, you are left with a lot of speculative ideas. Wom Kelewai mentioned one important thing: they are both adults. Okay. And according to the report that was filed with the police, the woman says she was threatened with a gun, that if she does not agree to sleeping with the prophet, then the prophet will shoot her. The gun was not found. The gun was not found. And you start thinking, one thing, it could be a setup, or they could have agreed, it could have been consensual, but, when the man arrived, it turned into something else, or maybe the husband wasn't aware. But, this story or this case has got a lot of ends that are not tying up very well. And yes, we'll wait for the police to give a final report, or when it goes to court, if it's going to go to court, then we hear what really happened, and at that stage we'll be able to get both sides of the coin, because currently what we're just getting is what the woman reported. Yes, the prophet was arrested, and he's been released, and just after being released, he was on his Facebook page saying that we have enemies, and he did not directly touch that issue, but was just saying that God fights for his people and all that. For me, when a genuine man of God is found in a scandal and they genuinely repent, they are repentant, okay, it's for the other clergy to help that person so that he is brought back. But in a situation whereby there's a scandal and it seems there's no genuine repentance, since it hasn't yet been proved, okay, that the act actually happened, again, it is something else. When a person errs, they have to be corrected. But the challenge that we have with a lot of these so-called prophets, they are into duping people a lot. They are into, abusing women, whether it's choir members and all that. And as a result, when such a thing happens, it's just something else, So for me, I would say we'll wait and hear what the final verdict will be. But people should be wise and stop falling for some of these schemes that the false prophets are playing around. Not that I'm saying that Prophet John General is a fake one. Yeah,
You don't,
I'm not
why
saying that.
are you
There are
why
a
are you
lot of
doing?
insinuations and all that.
No,
I'm
we
not
don't
really
have
a fan, but
we
I do
don't
not
have
want to
prophets.
speculate at this time. We just wait and see with popcorns how this show is going to roll out. Thank you, Chaza.
We don't
Right.
have prophets in this world. I'm sorry to say.
Uh,
There are no prophets. Excuse me. There are no prophets and there are no human beings that are holy. Okay? Those who claim to be holy just because they call themselves bishops, they call themselves priests, they call themselves those are just human beings like you and me that actually they're sinners like anybody else. It's just business at the end of the day. Someone has to make money. So we have different professions. Those people they have to earn. It's a living. They have to earn a living at the end of the day.
You are going to mislead a lot of people if you say
No,
that.
I don't
You are
listen.
going to mislead a lot of people. They are genuine men and women of God. Okay,
How would you
not until
distinguish?
you find yourself in a situation where you actually need one. That's when you realize that valiko ma original. Just as there is fake, there's also original. There are genuine men of God who give proper guidance, who give counsel, and when it comes to spiritual things, they are mature and they are able to give that kind of guidance. Yes, they are human beings. They are human beings. They are able to error here and there, but original is also there.
That's your
Also,
opinion.
number church is useless. All these are fake. It's just business. No,
It's
that
business
is not.
at the end
That
of the
is
day.
not
That's
true,
my
and it's
point.
not correct. What Keloi?
That's my position. My position is that my brothers and sisters out there, be careful on who lays a hand on your over your head, who claims to be a professor or a man of God. Because when you are a human being running with the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in your body, I'm telling you, it is not, you cannot start worshiping your fellow human being using the Bible, because these people are using the Bible because they know that that's the weakest part. You know, you as a human, you are weak. I don't want to tell you not to believe in God. Believe in God. God is there. God exists. Okay? But the people you worship, you are forgetting to worship God. You start worshiping Tuma trousers na masketi. Don't do that.
Mr. Mkelewa, when you say God, you mean God.
God, whatever I can put, Mulungu.
There was a joke to say somebody was told to pray, and I was saying, my God, my God, my God. And another person said, this is why God did not answer your prayers, because your prayers were going to a security guard.
You see? You see? You know, we are a bunch of hypocrites that we claim to be holy. We know our weaknesses, and that's why I always draw a conclusion to say most of these men who start giving themselves title, you know, the Holy One, when you are not even ordained by anyone, but you give it yourself, and you start. These are people that we should be very careful with, because they are a danger to society. They are misleading and they are taking advantage of the ignorance of many people who have no idea what Mulungu or being a Christian means. You know, we are wasting time. That's why the reason why I'm saying we are wasting time going to my overnight prayers, to church, instead of going to make money, drive some vehicles, go and work.
Mr. Mkelewa, just like CJ has put it, that you know, there are genuine men of God existing, because where there's you know, something fake, something counterfeit, it means that somebody genuine or something genuine is there also. But the only problem that we have is that there are so many ingenuine or so many counterfeits, so many, hypocrites. And as a result, because of that dominance, it looks like genuine people, genuine clergymen do not exist.
Yeah. So why should we start holding on to a profession that is full of crap, that is full of illegal people, that is full of, we have to, maybe it's high time people start getting master's degrees in these theological studies so that we know not every Jim and Jake can claim people. We've seen people in Africa in particular, where people are grazing grass, or in the name of casting, where you are resurrecting someone who is already alive, and you want to claim that you are, come on, guys. You are
all right, Mr. Mkelewa, due to time, we have to move on to the next story. We greatly appreciate, for that viewpoint, not forgetting, Chibonta there, CJ. We do appreciate your viewpoint. And, right in the story that we are from viewing, somebody, a lady was saying, Mami, making reference, to the wife of the bishop. And the titles that they end, it's like Mami, Daddy, Papa, certain, ways that they are being revered, that we do not also even use to our real parents. And if you are so genuine, you are so, much of reverence, you need to show that to your parents, because the Bible says that, biological parents are your second God. So if you are genuine to these, men of God, be genuine and show respect and reverence to your real parents. And I think that may be appreciated.
Don't use the Bible to quote. Please, people are misunderstanding a lot of quotes in the Bible. And you only need proper, maybe the people that really sat there and wrote the Bible to interpret, because we are really, in my opinion, we have been misled. We have been misled for so many years. We are being misled. We have to believe in ourselves, in what we are doing. God is there within you. The church is there within you. Do good things to people. Don't steal, don't kill, don't lie. Those things, yes, they mean well. You mean well. But what you are doing, the very people who are busy preaching the word of God, coming to you to say, don't do this, don't do this. And we start worshiping them than the God. Because most people in Africa worship my pastors than worshiping them. You even fear the people who are proclaiming the word of God. That's a mistake. Those are crooks, in my opinion.
All right, Mr. Mkelewa, thank you. Thank you so much. And I think I do agree with you to some extent that, the fear and the respect that we have, is something that we give to man, more than we give it even to God himself. Let's move on and take a look at the next story, and we get to meet on the other side.
National Assembly is the only house, the last house we expect, where laws are supposed to be made. They have the code of conduct, they have the decorum, they have the standing orders. But what is so surprising, our fellow woman has tended to be something else. She's been used. Women, we cannot be used in the night and want to be used even during the day. At least I think we can have a sense of using our brains during the day. Since in the night we'll be using our feelings. But during the day, I want to address the speaker.
That's serious, yeah.
You cannot be used by men out there to go and violate the constitution of the land with impunity. The happenings in parliament, my fellow women, the media, is a disappointment to us women here. And what our speaker doesn't understand, she's blocking for other women, because they'll say women are like this. It will remain in the history, I think, like the chair had explained the history of this country. We have women that fought for this freedom. But now we have a woman that is fighting what others put in place. And as if that is not enough, I would love to express my disappointment to NGOCC NGOCC is supposed to actually question every woman that is going out of order, that is doing things that are not right. We are surprised they went to offer solidarity to a law breaker. Supporting somebody that is breaking the law, you're also breaking the law. And today, as women, NGOCC, your membership across the media, the politicians, the church are not with you. That solidarity was for you, the chairperson of NGOCC. We understand your relationship with the current government, but you are not going to use that organization that was created for a particular mandate to ensure that you fight for women equality in this country. We are surprised you're going to offer solidarity to what? To offer solidarity to a person that is breaking the law, that is abusing the law. And what is so sad, you know, those standing orders that are there in the House are supposed to be followed, including by her. She's not above the law. So what is really happening, I think we've been quiet as women, and the NGOs have been silenced. We can see like NGOs has become another branch of the ruling party. Because how do you go and support the wrongdoing of a woman? And you are saying, no, you touch one woman. Yes, we'll support every woman that is standing and doing the right thing. We'll support every woman that is there and has been appointed, but they're doing the right thing. We shall not support every law breaker of a woman.
There we have it. You know, those are women that are up in arms against, you know, the Speaker of the National Assembly there. And they are levying, you know, allegations that she's a woman who is breaking the law and they cannot support her. Those are allegations that, you know, we can react to. CJ, let me invite you to come first and give us your standpoint, you know, as regards this story.
Thank you very much, Chaza. For me, I feel sad that women can come out with such kind of language over their fellow woman. Like, how does one person say you are used in the night and also used in the day? And they're saying that publicly. Come on. Even if it's a way of ridiculing someone, I think that was overboard. There was no need to come out with such kind of sarcasm. I'm not an authority, and I may not be grounded in standing orders of Parliament and the way they do things, but from the layman's knowledge that I have and what I've been observing, when the Speaker makes a ruling or does something, she usually quotes the same standing orders, the same guidelines for Parliament, okay? She just doesn't pass anything just like that. And it would have been good if these women were citing out those sections and the exact standing orders and that the Speaker is breaking, to say no, this standing order number what, okay, of the National Assembly says ABCD, but the Speaker is doing otherwise. Unlike the blanket statements that they are giving and the sarcasm that is going around. You know, the level of politics that we have is so toxic, and I don't know why it seems that it's like there's this notion when negative words or, okay, let me just say insults or insulting language is used, that's when someone gains popularity and all that. I think that should be a thing of the past. Let's have civilized discussions, things that are on point. You know, when you disagree with someone, you do not have to be sarcastic. You do not have to be insensitive or, you know, insulting. You can raise your issues intelligently and bring about the facts and the actual issues that are being abrogated and the like, so that people are able to understand and run. You have an intelligent discussion, an intelligent debate. This thing whereby just because people are in a position, they want to oppose everything, and just rant, and the sarcasm, the insults. For me, I don't like that. I look forward to politicians when they raise, or a time where they will be sticking to the real issues and quoting whether it is the law or whatever legislation or regulation affects the issue that they are disputing, and giving proper alternatives, unlike the insults and the sarcasm that we are hearing. I'll end there. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Before Mr. Mkelewa comes in, we have, Namwinga Precious, who is actually following through Facebook, and she says, a man of God is a man of God. He or she is fake or real is not up to you. Thank you so much, Namwinga. We greatly appreciate, and, your viewpoint, counts right here on My Point of View. Mr. Mkelewa, you can come in and give us your standpoint as regards the case that we have at hand.
Well, thank you so much. Those women are misplaced in the first place. Those are misled and misleading, and they are actually exposing their ignorance, even though they claim they are educated. That's what I should say. Because like Chibonta put it, when you want to criticize somebody, you come up with the very courts, the very issues that those people violated, and use those and come up with a written, with the contrary or the opposite to what that person abrogated. So in this case, they were just busy ranting or insulting, because that was a very insulting discussion. If at all, I think this is where we can also draw the line from that, to say those guys, like she has put it, as a woman in her own ways, she thinks she's been used at night herself, together with those who are clapping for her. In their mind, they think that is how it is. They are being used at night, but not a speaker. The speaker, that is a very smart and intelligent woman, that would not condone the nonsense that these opposition are busy trying to expose themselves to the nation. We now know who they are. These are chaps that are jealous. One, I'm telling you one thing. These are jealous. One, why am I saying so? Because that lady, they are calling names, has been appointed to be, she's one of the most highest, because being a speaker is just like being a president of the nation, because you are one of the head of the arm of government. It's the Speaker of the National Assembly, it's the Chief Justice, and the executive, in this case, the president. These three are the ones that are running the nation, the government. And Nelly Muti, she happens to be holding that position. And typical African women, typical Zambian, jealous. Because someone is holding high position, they will try by all means to call her names. Women, you have suffered a lot at the hand of men. You have been demonized. You had no right to vote. You have been abused. You have been treated as a second-hand material. And here you are, instead of running behind your fellow woman, supporting her, here you are demonizing your fellow woman, bringing her down, exposing her to men so they can abuse her more, even more. Look at what you did to Edith Nawakwe.
She has been the president of the opposition. But where is your support? You, the very women, you are busy dancing before some adulterous pastors or bishops, and you are busy demonizing your fellow woman instead of supporting. Zambian women, you have a problem. Malikwata sana pakanwa na jealous. That's why they say most Shiralanda once by the way. Malikwata sana pakanwa. You talk too much. You lie too much. And you hate one another. You hate to see your friend being successful. If you want to challenge the Speaker of the National Assembly, kindly come up with facts. Explain to the nation, what do you mean? If the NGOCC, whoever you are blaming that they are stupid, have not done anything, because there's no case, there's no abrogation of the Constitution. Name the Constitution that the Speaker has broken, has abrogated. Name it, and you know the procedure. The procedure is not by going to the social media and start showering the Speaker with the profanities and insults everywhere. You don't do that. You take it the right step. If you want to, you can go to court and apply to the court of law. If you want, you can follow the right procedure, not what you are doing as so-called politician women that are supporting one another. That is why your careers, you women who are in politics, will never go anywhere far, because you are laying a very terrible precedent foundation for the future coming women that are supposed to take this nation forward. Just a few weeks ago, I heard another woman calling a fellow woman who is the vice president names on national television, filming yourself. What does that mean when you're talking to the vice president of the nation? You're even filming yourself and you are using bad words, abusive words. What does that mean? Misango mwakwata tafyakapwe tamwakatifwishe mukatwalilila na mano yenu ayo yene mulechita, because mwalikwata sana hate for one another, jealous. That's why Nobuloshi, you can be a very terrible Indoshi, because you are terrible in not supporting and recognizing your fellow woman. That woman, the Speaker, has not done a thing, has not broken any law. If she did, you women ought to have taken the right step, not if you're mulechita mwaya pambiribiri mwakwera pamtenge mwambo tukaba ba Speaker of the National Assembly. Wupupu, you are the ones who are now being disrespectful, because you can't respect the office, respect the person holding that office. You know, you cannot insult the person who is holding the highest, one of the highest offices of the country in a country, and expect us to be promoting you and others support you. No. Be honest, be truthful, and follow the so-called. That's why I doubt when you call yourselves Christian. I doubt it whether Zambian were really a true Christian nation when we are busy exposing our evilness in our words. The way we treat one another speaks volume than what we claim to believe in, to hold on to Christianity, when we are busy insulting other people. We are hypocrites, a bunch of hypocrites, and we have to be very careful with that. We are a danger to ourselves. Support your fellow woman. Yes, if she does something wrong, sit down, find a way to mitigate that problem. Not going in social media and insulting them like that. That is so childish and very ignorant. So the bunch of women that you just showed there, I'm sorry to say, but they're a bunch of idiots. I take that back. I take that back. They are a bunch of hypocrites. I really take that back. My apologies. It was a slippery of my tongue. My apologies for that.
I hope they would actually accept your apology there. Yes,
no,
CJ.
it was slippery. I meant hypocrites, not idiots.
Chaza, and when the speaker has got powers to even call them and censure them over such kind of language. I don't know what what lawyers refer that publishing, is it inflammatory? I don't know. There are all those things. Now again, if they are called now to be censured, they will be crying out and start saying no. The shrinking freedoms are being trampled on. The democratic space here. That meanwhile, they are doing things that border on how can I put it? It's like they are calling for trouble somehow. Okay, let them just do things properly without this thing of calling for trouble. At the end of the day, I don't know whether they are looking for now the sympathy when they are arrested, or called to police and all that. Maybe watch Tiradara so that they can be that kind of a thing. But we really need to change our kind of politics and take out all the insults, all the sarcasm. That's when our country is going to develop, when people are offering serious and issue-based criticisms and alternatives. Thank you, Chaza.
All right, thank you so much, CJ.
They want to be the Nelson Mandela. That's where we are mistaken. We are taking as though the imprisonment of Mandela meant that you can just commit a crime, and then when you are put in prison, then you want to claim that you are being persecuted. Unfortunately, no. Mandela never committed any crime. That's why we got it wrong.
And for me, what really hates me, that statement, that you are used in the night and then even during the day. Honestly, how do you say that? Honestly,
it's them that are being used.
It's very difficult to really even understand such a statement coming from a married woman, because somebody that can be used in the night, I don't think it must be a married woman. It could be even some of those that parade themselves in the streets.
Yeah.
No, on this one we stand with the speaker. The speaker, she's within her rights. And if it means summoning them and citing those women with contempt, I would be very grateful that those chaps been dealt with, because they are really taking it so serious. Their so-called freedom of speech and expression is really stretched too far. I'm so very unhappy that even the president at one point rushed in ending this defamatory law. He should have waited for such individuals, because that's what they're trying to look at, and that they can do anything, they can say anything. Twalikwatako ama respect. As African people, we are coming from different backgrounds, but we have this respect where we respect one another. Twalikwate miambo, we have the moral compass that we need to not where you start calling your fellow woman bad names. I find that so bad. So anyway, let's move forward with another case.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mkelewa. Thank you, CJ. Let's take a look at the next story.
She carries what she can manage to salvage from the wreckage of her house. Having walked a few meters, these Yavonga residents managed to locate iron sheets which were blown off from their homes following a heavy rainstorm. They are among several families in the district whose roofs were ripped off from their houses.
They have nowhere to sleep. We would ask for tents and also some food for our people that have been affected. You know how it is when you have an instance that we were not even expecting. Our people are in their need of shelter and also food.
Apart from houses, Game Primary School has also not been spared from the fury of the powerful storm. Luckily, the Siavonga Town Council is ready to mitigate the situation.
We are happy that actually the New Dawn government thought it wise actually by allocating 5% disaster component. It calls for commendation actually. It's a government that we have to commend for the allocation of that 5%. It's really going to assist us in ensuring that at least we address such issues such as the building that have been affected here.
Currently, pupils from grade 1 to 7 only have 2 classrooms to share, following the blowing away of the roof here at Game Primary School.
We hope government will look into this problem as soon as possible, because at the moment, if they don't do it quickly, we may even have to look for tents. And I hope that the committee will look into this issue.
The downpour with its strong winds has left a trail of destruction, with trees upturned and others shredded to pieces. And in Siamwinga village along the bottom road, a dozen goats have died after being struck by lightning.
An unfortunate, circumstance there, that has happened in that place. Mr. Mkeleba, you can come in first.
Thank you so much. That was very sad development, but these are unforeseen circumstances, especially when it comes to an act of God. Sorry, not God, God. An act of God, these are issues that are beyond mankind when it comes to the weather, but also the mankind must be able to construct buildings that can stand or withstand certain calamities. That's why you find that our engineers, they have also in developed countries where there are so many earthquakes, they've now started building skyscrapers where they can, move with when the earth is moving, they can actually flexibly also move instead of breaking down in pieces. So we also have to find a way of, if you're putting iron sheets on your top of your roof, you have to find ways of making sure that when you fasten those iron sheets, they stand a test of, they can withstand any terrible and strong wind. Unfortunately, manyumba meniti manga masiku ano, because tufuna ma quick money, we don't use all the nails, and we do it in a very easy way and cheap way. And these are the consequences where you can be affected when there's a disaster like that happens. You suffer and also I don't know if manyumba mene naona jamene banamanga jama blocks na masenke yali insured. Learn to insure. Ngati kumliben drama mwaenda ku insurance no funsa baku insurance nili na nyumba namanga nyumba nifuno chita insure nyumba yanga against fire, against bad weather, against those things. Will help you when such calamities happen. You can go back to your insurance company and claim for compensation. They will compensate you on, or even build you a new house, because you are paying kangono. This is where all these insurance companies in Zambia, they should also come out, tell the people
the benefits of insuring their property, how the houses, mamotoka. It's not just vehicles. Even mamotoka, nimena ma cell phone yamene muli nayo, you can insure it. You can insure your cell phone. You can insure your TV. You can insure those things that cost. You can insure them so that when they get damaged, you actually can claim to the insurance. Say ni paseni ni bwezereni, or can you buy me a new one? Because in my milipira every month kangono posta against this chan this my policy. So you have to understand that go out there in villages where people have built houses costing a lot of money. You know, those houses, they're not cheap. Whether it's a 20,000 kwacha house, whether it's a 40,000 kwacha house, they can pay even 50 kwacha per month or 20 kwacha per month for insurance. You also, the insurance companies, can make good money out of it. So it is important that you tell people, you educate people on the importance of insurances. This will help us to mitigate my natural disasters, not where the government every day, every time kulicheka small wind yagweza manyumba, national disaster. Koperago drought, national disaster. We can insure against these things. We can do it, and we have the capacity as a country to do it. We have companies that have come into our country doing these things. So let's help one another. And we want also the government, of course, we are always asking the government to come in. It's good that the benefits of CDF, there's a component in the CDF where you put money for disaster management, for such kind of calamities when they happen, for emergencies. That money was going to help you, the community, to mitigate such kind of unforeseen disasters or calamities that you can come in and mitigate. And kudos to the government for increasing the CDF. Don't just buy Mamotok as CDF inspection, but put some of the money aside in case of drought, in case of hunger, in case of disaster, drought or weather. You come out and mitigate this. Otherwise, it's a sad development. The Savonga, is it the Savonga people? Please, government, go in. Well, vice president or Mutarina Lumango's office should go in swiftly and help out those victims. Not after so many weeks has passed, then that's when you go there. It will be meaningless just because you want to show people on Facebook and on social media that you are there. We want you to go down flat out in the disaster management department. Go and help our people there. They need you, because that was not their fault. It was an act of God. Sorry.
All right, Mr. Mkilewa, thank you so much. We do appreciate, and unfortunately, CJ has been, removed due to connectivity there. A comment coming from Emmanuel Nkunika saying, Imwewa Mkelewa, how will someone Kumunzi insure the house? To them, insurance is more like a scam. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. We greatly appreciate. And it's good to know that, even out there through Facebook, you are following the program.
Emmanuel, educate the people in the village. They are not stupid. If you tell them the true things, the benefits, the dividends of insurance, they will understand and they will pay that 2 kwacha or 3 kwacha, whatever, toward the property that they built, for as long as it has value. You know that even your underwear cost money. So be careful.
Well, Mkerewa, let's end here. To the people out there listening and viewing, we greatly appreciate your viewership right here on our Ubuntu channel. This has been My Point of View. Your host, my name is Chaza. Till next time, take care of yourselves. God bless you all.